Elder Chair, he has gifted it, so naturally, I accepted it. These 12 invitations. Luo Feng sat in the courtyard, looking at the night scene of Yulan City and slightly furrowed his brows. The other 11 invitations can all be set aside. The key one is ... the invitation from Yuan Xiong Palace Master. The 3 great Palace Masters, and only Yuan Xiong Palace Master invited me. Luo Feng was somewhat puzzled. This did not match the intelligence he had. Among the 3 great Palace Masters, there was no need to mention Master Gaidao, who focused on artifact refining. The elders around him were all interested in artifact refining. Naturally, he would not take the initiative to invite Luo Feng, but it was quite odd that Wei Yon Palace Master did not send an invitation. Wei Yon Palace Master likes to recruit elders the most. Although he joined Yulan City later, he has won over the most numerous tier of elders in the entire city. He usually invites any newly promoted elders, thought Luo Feng, but he didn't invite me. There are more than 700 beings with the strength of the Elder Tier in the city, and 327 have passed the test to acquire the status of an elder. It was because Wei Yon Palace Master warmly courted many Elder Tier beings that he held the strongest influence in the city. It just so happens that I also dislike the way Wei Yon Palace Master conducts his affairs, Luo Feng thought. The forces of theft and plunder all belonged under Wei Yon Palace Master's command. I'll go see Yuan Xiong Palace Master tomorrow. Luo Feng was curious about Yuan Xiong Palace Master, who was after all the founder of Yulan City. As the builder of Yulan City, the cave mansion of Yuan Xiong Palace Master was originally the largest in the city. Later, however, Wei Yon Palace Master took over several mansions to merge into one, forcefully making it much larger than Yuan Xiong Palace Master's mansion. Luo Feng arrived at the main gate of the cave mansion. Luo Feng, Divine Emperor. The main gate was wide open. A slender man stood there, smiling at Luo Feng. The Palace Master has been waiting for Luo Feng, Divine Emperor. Your Excellency, please follow me. This slender man, dressed in a loose robe, had thick body hair. Thanks to Earth Third General, Luo Feng said politely. Under Yuan Xiong Palace Master, there were 3 puppets, each possessing the power to rival a perfect level low-level primordial life. In other words, these 3 puppets, if ranked among Yulan City's Divine Emperors, all could be placed within the top 50. Worthy of being the one who built Yulan City, profound depth, even servants have such formidable strength, Luo Feng thought. This was much stronger than the foundations of the ancestors from the 2 nations of Land of Origin. Walking inside this massive mansion, shortly after, in a garden, Luo Feng saw a figure sitting on the ground smiling towards him. Luo Feng, come, take a seat. Although Luo Feng had already obtained information on the other party, this was still the first time he saw Yuan Xiong Palace Master's true appearance. Yuan Xiong Palace Master's appearance was not too handsome, but he naturally carried an endless charm. Luo Feng couldn't help but feel a sense of goodwill upon seeing him. Master, your subordinate will take his leave, said Earth Third General respectfully. Yuan Xiong Palace Master smiled and nodded slightly. Luo Feng then walked over and sat down opposite Yuan Xiong Palace Master. This Yuan Xiong Palace Master's aura is indeed very weak, Luo Feng observed closely, also sensing that even as Yuan Xiong Palace Master sat, there was a faint sense of weariness about him. To feel weary at such a level of cultivation, this was quite incredible. Even Luo Feng could feel that Yuan Xiong Palace Master's life fire was struggling to support him. An old ailment, Yuan Xiong Palace Master personally poured wine for Luo Feng and said with a smile, originally when I went hunting for super limit level low-level primordial life with some friends. Having gotten used to hunting, who would have thought one super limit level primordial life would break through, turning into a high-level primordial life? Coming face to face with a high-level primordial life at close range, and I ended up like this, Yuan Xiong Palace Master sighed. No way to resolve the contamination, Luo Feng asked. Yuan Xiong Palace Master looked at Luo Feng with a smile. As recorded in the experiences of the Dark Sacred Realm, only by freeing one's spiritual will from the braided cage can one rid oneself of this contamination. This is the only way to get rid of it. Facing high-level primordial life, they were killed on the spot. As a powerhouse of the Source World, with the Avatar in his home Source World sharing memories, it was also contaminated. Clearly, that high-level primordial life had a strong killing intent, wishing to completely eradicate these cultivators. Luckily, Yuan Shion Palace Master had the Source World's protection and a secret technique to guard his spiritual will, which allowed him to barely save his life. From then on, I could only focus on cultivating my spiritual will. Yuan Shion Palace Master smiled. Additionally, being too bored, I exchanged merit points and applied to build a city in Nine Rivers Sacred Realm, which is this Yulan city. Luo Feng listened. The battle merit required for building a city was extremely high. Yuan Shion Palace Master was evidently very powerful originally, having accumulated a lot of battle merit. After being contaminated, during the city building process, the strength he showed was even stronger than that of Wei Yong Palace Master. The reason he ranked second in the city was due to the fact that being contaminated, maintaining his own clarity was already not easy. Naturally, if he could avoid action, he would not act. He had no interest in vying for power or profit. On one hand, there was Yuan Shion Palace Master, who did not vie for power or profit and hardly ever took action. On the other hand, there was Wei Yong Palace Master, who recruited various strong beings and often took action. Wei Yong Palace Master's influence was naturally stronger. I've heard that Yuan Shion Palace Master rarely invites divine emperors, Luo Feng said. Why did the Palace Master invite me this time? You are different. Yuan Shion Palace Master looked at Luo Feng. Yesterday, after you defeated Elder Chehi, I inquired about you with 2 divine emperors from Land of Origin in the Dark Sacred Realm. Luo Feng was startled. He inquired in the Dark Sacred Realm about the 2 divine emperors from Land of Origin. The 2 ancestors. Although my power has weakened now, I still have some standing, Yuan Shion Palace Master said with a smile. I found them, and they briefly told me about you. In just over 1,000 years, from eternal true God to early stage divine emperor. Another 1,000 years, from early stage divine emperor to late stage divine emperor. Even overpowering Elder Chehi, Yuan Shion Palace Master looked at Luo Feng. You are much stronger than I was when younger. Luo Feng was secretly astonished. The other party knew all his information. I have no malicious intentions, Yuan Shion Palace Master said with a smile. The current me is just struggling to survive. The difficulty of breaking through the braided cage with my spiritual will is too high. I don't even know if I have a chance in this life, but I founded Yulan City with my own hands, and I can feel that the infiltration of the low-level primordial life into Yulan City is growing stronger, said Yuan Shion Palace Master, looking at Luo Feng. I worrying that one day Yulan City will be breached. At that time, hundreds of millions of cultivators within will face a terrible calamity. Luo Feng nodded. Where a city is established, it is also natural for it to face destruction. I know Wei Yang's nature. He is extremely selfish, sighed Yuan Shion Palace Master. He came to Yulan City for the purpose of earning resources. Once the situation turns sour, he will only save himself. This city was built by me, and the hundreds of millions of cultivators who have come here are also my responsibility, said Yuan Shion Palace Master. I do not wish to see a calamity where hundreds of millions of cultivators perish gruesomely. That's why I invited you here. Yuan Shion Palace Master looked at Luo Feng. Your talent is incomparable to the likes of Wei Yong. Once you have grown sufficiently, your power alone will far surpass that of all the elders combined. As long as your strength is enough, I can transfer the greatest authority of the city builder to you when the time comes, said Yuan Shion Palace Master to Luo Feng. The city builder's authority. Luo Feng was surprised. Yes, the rules within the city were set by me, Yuan Shion Palace Master said, looking at Luo Feng. I am willing to give Wei Yong Palace Master more benefits now to bind him to us. I can also reduce his benefits if needed. Of course, your strength must surpass both Wei Yong and Gai Dao, explained Yuan Shion Palace Master. What level of strength would be considered to have surpassed them both? Luo Feng asked. Both of them are enlightened at the half-primordial level with considerable accumulation, and possess no shortage of treasures, smiled Yuan Shion Palace Master. To completely surpass them, you must at least cultivate Tapads, reaching the half-step primordial level in both. TAG and I can transfer the city builder's authority to you to master Tapads at the half-primordial level. Currently, both my life and destruction are at the mid-divine emperor stage, and the life and death Dao is even at the early stage divine emperor. I still have a long way to go, said Luo Feng. With your talent, it won't take long, Yuan Shion Palace Master said with a smile. I have encountered such an exceptional talent as yours in the dark sacred realm. I believe that within 10,000 eras, you can reach this level. When Yuan Xiong Palace Master was at full strength, he was already a peerless powerhouse in the dark sacred realm. If the two founders are considered to be at the bottom of the dark sacred realm, then Yuan Xiong Palace Master is already standing at a higher level. The Palace Master really believes in me, said Luo Feng. Yuan Xiong Palace Master flipped his hand, handing Luo Feng a spatial bracelet with a smile, a little gift for our first meeting. This spatial bracelet was without an owner, and Luo Feng could sense it with a thought. Upon sensing, Luo Feng was a bit stunned. Inside the spatial bracelet were mountains of primordial crystals, not just individual pieces, but chopped into large blocks. A large piece like this could be worth one primordial crystal in itself. 50 billion primordial crystals. Luo Feng was somewhat dazed. Just a little token, Yuan Xiong Palace Master said with a smile. It's nothing worth mentioning. Luo Feng thought for a moment, but still accepted the gift. This gift was significant. By accepting, he now owed a huge favor. However, these 50 billion primordial crystals were of great assistance to him at present. Seeing Luo Feng accept it, Yuan Xiong Palace Master nodded with a slight smile. For now, you just need to focus on cultivation. No need to concern yourself with other matters within the city. Luo Feng nodded. Thank you, Palace Master. After watching Luo Feng leave, Yuan Xiong Palace Master was in a complex mood. The contamination keeps permeating and torturing me, and its influence grows stronger on me by the day. I don't know when I will completely collapse, my consciousness obliterated, said Yuan Xiong Palace Master, feeling quite powerless. Before I perish, I'll do something for the billions of cultivators. Having lived in Yulan City for so long, he inevitably grew attached. He knew that a city could hardly exist forever, but he hoped that Yulan City would last as long as possible. In Luo Feng, he saw hope. Palace Master, in the outer city's Cloud9 district. Cultivator, Kufeng Divine Emperor from Cave Mansion 331,297 is suspected to be controlled by low-level primordial life. A voice rang out next to Yuan Xiong Palace Master's ear. Monitor all movements and associations of this Kufeng Divine Emperor within the city, Yuan Xiong Palace Master instructed. Try to find more infiltrators. Yes, the voice replied respectfully. Yuan Xiong Palace Master was rather fatigued. The natural gifts of low-level primordial life beings were diverse. Despite Yuan Xiong Palace Master trying every possible method, he could not prevent some from infiltrating. Those who infiltrated and went on a killing spree did not bother him much. What worried him were those who had been lying in wait, not making a move. These lurkers, once they erupted, would pose a huge problem. At this moment, Luo Feng was also returning to his own cave mansion. By accepting this gift, I have effectively taken a side among the three palace masters of Yulan City. Luo Feng chuckled as he looked at the spatial bracelet on his wrist. From the information he had, he was already more inclined towards Yuan Xiong Palace Master. Reach that realm within 10,000 eras. The Palace Master has quite some faith in me. With a smile, Luo Feng flew into his own cave mansion.